I want to start by sharing a personal story with you all today. About a year ago, my friends invited me out to dinner and a movie, and I accepted the invitation, excited for a night out with my friends. Little did I realize that I would receive more Snapchats from my friends than I would actually talk to them the whole night. We arrived at the restaurant and were waiting for a table, and not 3 seconds later did all of my friends simultaneously pull out their cell phones. I thought maybe they were doing something important, like texting their moms, but not 2 seconds later did my friend's name pop up on my Snapchat notification. She was Snapchatting me, and she was sitting right next to me. It was on this day that I realized our generation needed a change. Today I will be looking at whether or not Generation Z needs to go on the social media diet. Now, how many of you use Snapchat or Instagram? How many of you use those apps every hour? Every 30 minutes? Exactly. Social media has consumed Generation Z. And for those of you who don't know what Generation Z is, I'm referring to us. Let's start off by talking about what social media has done to Generation Z. For starters, it has completely destroyed nearly all aspects of social communication among teenagers. Because we rely so heavily upon our phones and social media, we no longer know how to talk to someone face to face. We become nervous when it's time to make a phone call or go in for a face-to-face interview. It's easier for us to just Facebook message you or send you a message on Snapchat. Because we no longer talk to people as much on a face-to-face basis, manners have also dwindled as well. I was talking to my friend Melissa the other day before our A-block class, and she said her family and herself went to Starbucks the other day, and when they were ordering, they used proper manners. And the gentleman behind them said, "I haven't heard kids your age speak so polite in years." Is social media to blame for this? Maybe not entirely, but I believe it's a big contributing factor. On social media, the point is to talk to someone quickly and effectively. You don't say, "May I please," or "No thank you" when you're talking to someone on social media. You're 10 times more likely to say yes or no. Because goodness forbid, Snapchat says blah, blah, blah is typing for more than a minute, and you're afraid they're going to break up with you over Snapchat. Which brings me to my next point, relationships. Right? Yeah. Social media has taken a huge toll on the romantic life of teens. How many of you have started talking to a love interest online before really talking to them much, if at all, in person? It is not uncommon for kids nowadays to meet their boyfriend or girlfriend online. The bad thing about meeting someone online, though, is that they might not be who you thought they were when you meet them in person, or they might not meet your set-in-stone expectations you made for them because you've spent morning and night talking to them on Snapchat. Generation Z is at a point in time where we legitimately get butthurt when we get left on red. You text your crush something that you thought was adorable, but they open it and don't reply. You see that they opened your message, but chose not to reply, and suddenly your whole mood shifts. You went from having a good, happy day. Your mom just bought you ice cream 30 minutes ago. But then you see that Jake left you on red. Now you're angry. Now you're sad. It shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. We shouldn't be staring at our phones, awaiting a reply from Jake, or letting him change our mood because he did not send you a heart emoji back. You also should not be checking where your boyfriend or girlfriend is on Snapchat Maps every 5 minutes. For those of you who don't know, Mr. Purcell, Snapchat Maps is a GPS system that lets you know where your friends are and when they were last active. Generation Z is now constantly addicted to checking where Jake is, because what if Jake is hanging out with Selena instead of responding to you? Instead of checking Jake's status, you should be leaving your phone on your bed for a few minutes and being present in something else. Because Because of social media, Generation Z is now always on their phones and is missing what is going on around them. Instead of talking to your parents on the car ride, checking your Instagram feed. When you're at a concert, you're holding the record button instead of watching the show with your eyes. When you're at dinner, you're busy sending streaks instead of making conversation. If we all took a break from our phones, we could be so much more present in daily life. Anywhere from looking out the car window to having a heartfelt conversation with your grandma about where you want to go to college. It's important to realize that the in-the-moment times matter and that your Instagram feed will be there later. Now you may be thinking, Sierra, why do I care? I love social media and diets are hard. And you may be right, but there are infinite benefits to this diet. It is scientifically proven that kids who spend less time on their phones and more time outdoor or with friends and family are significantly less likely to become depressed. It's not a secret that depression has raised among teens in the recent past. It is not a secret that depression has raised a great amount among teens in the recent past, and science believes that social media is to blame. Social media brings about huge expectations, whether it's how you look or how you'll get along with Jake when you finally meet in person. These expectations can sometimes be very stressful and lead to mental illness that could easily be avoided if you just logged off your account for a while. You could also make more memories and connections with people when you log out of your account for a while. How many of you enjoy going to the movies or driving your car because you're required to put your phone aside for a while? At least you should be putting your phone aside for a while. No snapping and driving, kids. It's a first time when you get to be fully present in the moment. When starting this project, I had to stop and think, Sierra, I know you don't like social media, but maybe you're just a square and everyone else your age does. While this was pretty true, I did find out that a lot of Generation Z wishes they were a little less addicted to their social media. When interviewing one of my fellow peers, she said, I wish I didn't check my phone every 5 minutes without even realizing it, without feeling like I need to. I took a survey and asked some teens of Generation Z if they were unhappy how social media was affecting their lives. 46% of Generation Z said no. This shows that not everyone is happy with the way they are progressing in life in regards to social media. I also did an experiment where I had 2 fellow peers go 2 weeks without social media. The first person said that she felt more free and happy when she was logged out of her social media accounts, and she was more productive in her social home and family life, or social work and family life. The second person said that he felt slightly more relaxed when he wasn't on social media, and that he got more sleep at night because he wasn't on his phone. But he missed scrolling through his memes at school. Now, I'm not asking you guys to throw your phones away in the trash can on the way out of class. I'm a teenager too, and I understand the entertainment and the appeal of social media. Trust me, I'm guilty of a night or two spent on Snapchat or checking my cousin's boyfriend's Facebook. I'm simply asking you to embark on the diet. Log out every once in a while. Leave your phone in your pocket at dinner. Let Jake's location remain a mystery. Come on the diet with me. Thank you.